She probably wants her some cold water. Hey y'all, it's Lippy. Told you I'd do garden videos on the weekends. Today is Sunday, and we're gonna go look at the garden. Y'all see there's a mess back here. We've been out in the yard since about daylight, but I had to share this with y'all. Now, most of you know now that I went down to Deep South Homestead. I was supposed to come home on Monday, but that didn't happen. I ended up coming home on Saturday. And Buddy and I will tell you at the end of this video why I had to cut my trip so abruptly. I was actually there 23 hours. I didn't even make 24 hours, guys. But I was blessed with this fig tree that Mr. Danny started for me quite a while back. And I was fixing a plant, and I said, no, don't do that, Lippy. You're supposed to share with your friends. So this is how Lippy is gonna transplant this fig tree from Deep South Homestead. Okay, as you can see, we've got a large hole dug. And right now I'm putting some water in it. Y'all see my fig tree right here? I'm gonna try to zoom in. I'm gonna use this Root and Grow. And it is, if I'm not mistaken, it is a 410, get my glasses on, a 410-3. Now, if this was just a yearling, a very small fig tree, I would actually bring in a 511. And if you can't find that, you could do a low number like a 444-555. There again, you can balance. That leans more towards the safe side. But since it's semi-established, in other words, it's a good 16 inches or better. I haven't measured it, but I'm just guessing. So we know that it has some nitrogen to it, because what nitrogen does to this fig tree is it's to enhance the leaf and the shaft growth. In other words, the green. You're trying to bust it up, okay? Get it green, get it strong in the shaft part. Phosphorus, which this is higher in, that's where you're gonna come in and get that root hold, okay? That's gonna be your main, because when you get that root hold, then that's when it starts to wanna set fruit, okay? So there's 3 levels in growing this fig tree. Then we're gonna get into the potash, which is no more than potassium. Potassium is like a Centrum vitamin to an adult, okay? It just basically keeps the plant healthy once it's established. But just like anything else, like a tomato, you want to push the nitrogen, you're trying to get that foliage, that green, that shaft. But then if you want to start enhancing on the roots, enhancing on the fruit, what do we have to come in with? Phosphorus. So, I'm not going to measure. Read the directions. Lippy's used this enough, I can just guesstimate. Now, you new gardeners, don't guesstimate. Read the bottle. Because then you won't say, well, Lippy, you made me burn my plant up. No, Lippy didn't. You didn't feel comfortable with that, you could do an organic granule. But just remember, granules are a slow release. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm putting it from a totally different condition, South Mississippi, a very sandy, loomy soil. I'm introducing it to almost a red clay soil. So I need them roots to take hold. That's why I'm choosing to go a little higher on my phosphorus, NPK. So I'm going higher on the P. Now, I'm just gonna glug. Can y'all see me? It's just a glug. I'm gonna end up with about a gallon of water in here, or a little better. Y'all know I lost a pair of glasses at Deep South. Somewhere on them 10 acres is a pair of Lippy glasses. And I may have to get Buddy over here to help me pick this up.
Blame you.
That's a good starter pot. Help me out of here. Yeah, y'all see I mashed it. He beats it.
Gotta get it loose so I can get down underneath it. Don't want to disturb them roots. got some good ones too.
Yes. Now, y'all may ask me what kind of fig tree this is. It's a Deep South Homestead fig tree. I couldn't tell you if it's a turkey neck. I couldn't tell you.
Put that in the bottom.
Yep. Now, y'all watch this, see? I'm introducing the other elements where it came from into the new elements. So it's not shocked.
You want some more?
Yep. We got any of that good black stuff?
I had to go get some.
All right. Y'all hang on. We'll be right back. We're going to go get some of that black stuff.
No good old black stuff.
Okay, y'all, I want to show you something. You see? It's soupy. It's very wet.
Like a bowl of jello.
Right. Don't be concerned because we're actually going to come back and top dress this. Because I'm not going to come back and water this, do nothing else for a week or a little bit better. Because I want it to really take a hold, and that's what you want. It's almost like a squishy pancake where it's not cooked in the center. It's the best way I can describe it.
Put it in your mud pie.
All right, now I'm gonna bring this back in. Remember I told you I'm gonna side dress. And I'm gonna mash it. Because I want it to create like a glue.
Pack it in there.
That's it. Hopefully you can see for the sun. But you see, I brought in some of that dark soil and I've mounded it around the fig tree. And I've made like a little well here, okay? A little well. So in a week, 10 days, when I know that this is not jiggly, because I can tell, then it's gonna be time to water it. This is where I'm gonna water this fig tree. I'm not gonna put any water up here, okay? I'm not gonna disturb this whatsoever. This is gonna actually protect it from the elements. And then later on, as it starts to grow and the shaft gets larger, this will actually break down and then we can start taking some layers off of it, okay? There you have it. This is how Miss Lippy plants a fig tree. This is how I've done all my fig trees. And I've never had any failure. I'm not gonna say it won't happen, but so far, and see, I want y'all to see that. You see, it's like, I don't know if y'all can see it. It's kind of jello-ish. There you go. All right, I'm gonna get back to work, and then hopefully I can get some of this sun off. Oh, there you are. I can get some of this sun off, and we'll go to the garden. Well, y'all, there's Miss Lippy's onions. Remember, I was about 6 weeks late, but when these blessings came, I said, you know what? We got to try. I did ring them about 4 days ago, but the soil done washed in again. But so far, they're doing good. I'm averaging about 5 to 6 green tops, which means I'll have about 5 or 6 ring, around, you know, with the onion bulb. So we're just gonna see, but so far, so good. Now this is what you call an aloe vera tree. We gave a cutting to Danny and Wanda at Deep South Homestead, oh, I guess about 3 years ago. And y'all, I got a cutting back when I went this past week. And here is Mr. Buddy's gift from Mr. Danny. It's a blackberry bush. And most of you who have followed us knows that Buddy loves his blackberries. And we lost all 6 of them in Kentucky. So, boy, Mr. Danny sure made Buddy do a happy dance. Now, if I can have a steady hand, remember the corner box, which there will be one as well at the other end when we finish those boxes. I'm gonna have these butterfly bushes. We'll get about 5 feet tall, about 2 feet wide. And let me tell y'all what, some of the best pollinating I've ever seen. Wanda and I both got each one from Mr. Danny. Then we'll come to the front entrance. Can you see a lot has changed in a week? Tomatoes are coming on. The cucumbers are coming on. And look what Buddy built me. Now we still have to put the gate in, and he's still got to put the concrete down in between the pavers. But here's my entrance. Now if I back up, look at that. It's starting to come together. And in these 2 buckets here is just calendula. All right, let's step in here. Tomatoes are doing great. That's that paste Italian. Those are doing fantastic. But then let's move here. That's them paste tomatoes. That's, I don't know, y'all. I'm on the fence. Y'all know that. But we're gonna see what happens. Okay, here's my 2 House Tool Homestead tomatoes. Then we have a sweet banana pepper. And I'm just gonna take y'all down without making you dizzy. I'm gonna try to keep my back to the sun. These are just green bells. More green bells. But y'all look at this. Y'all know what that is? That would be a bay. Mr. Danny took a cutting off the bay tree that I gave them back in, I believe it was 2018. And they gifted me a piece. So it's gonna stay there till it gets settled, grows a little bit more, then I'll find its home. Then we have sweet banana and what is that, a yellow bell. And of course, we have to name him, y'all. I'm thinking Chester. Sounds like a good strong name. And here's zucchini. Now I had one zucchini that I started in the garage. This is one that I just direct sowed. There we go. Look at that. It's doing great. Okay, we're gonna come on down. Yellow squash. Yellow squash. And then the other 2 beds is zucchini. Now look at these zinnias. There we go. They are absolutely gorgeous. Look how huge. Okay, here's that parsley with the 2 tomatoes. Look at this one, the one that had the bloom the other day. The bloom is there, but it is really growing. And there's the African marigolds. And look right here. There's a aloe vera that was sitting in the bucket that the fig tree was in. So that's its new house for right now. But the herbs are doing great. They're really doing good. That's the lemon balm. Lavender and thyme. I want y'all to see this. Y'all know I told you thyme is my favorite. Okay, here's Miss Lippy's potato bed. That's the russets. And that's going to be the reds. And at the end is the Yukon. We should start seeing something by the end of next week, I would think. Okay, to end the video, a lot of you heard a little bit on Deep South's live last night, Saturday night. I had made plans to go down on Thursday, stay till Monday, but the new unit was installed Thursday, so that delayed my trip till Friday. I left out Friday morning by 6 a.m., got down there, unloaded the car, planted sweet potatoes, just had a ball. Y'all, I did a podcast, Lippy's very first podcast with Mr. Danny. And then we woke up Saturday morning. We were going to go to this nursery. I was tickled. I wanted to go to this nursery. I forget the name, but y'all have seen it a couple of times on their channel. So that was our plans, to feed and run into town so I could get some coffee there, and just look at all their plants. Y'all, it was beautiful, which I did get to do that. And there's no phone signal at Deep South.
Very little.
But I picked my phone up mid-morning, and it said, "Call me." That's
Wonder
what
who
Buddy
that
said.
come from.
And that, you know, we don't do that. If it's "call me," that means there's something wrong. So I called. And Danny, we were all in the kitchen. And Danny and Wanda knew something wasn't right when I said, Buddy said, "Call me." They know us well enough. So you take it from there.
Well, let's see. We went to bed that night. I had the grandson. He stayed the night with me. And that evening, he decided that he was going to go fishing. And he called Grandpa, and they set that up. They said, "Well, you want to go?" I said, "No, I've got to get the camper moved." Something kept telling me, "No, I've got to get the camper moved." And it was the Lord telling me, "You need to be here and go and move that camper." Because I got him up at 7 o'clock and got him dressed, fed. I turned some heat on at 7 o'clock. It's about 7:02, matter of fact. I turned the heat on. Brand new unit we just had installed. Turned the heat on, break the chill, it was 67 degrees, set it on 70. Got him dressed, got him fed. We went out and sat in the garage with it open, waiting on Grandpa to get here. Grandpa showed up about, I don't know, 8:30 something. We loaded stuff up and they took off. They said, "You want to go?" "No, I got to move his camper." I don't turn a fishing trip down, but something told me, you got to get this done. Well, there was a reason behind it. Because as soon as they left, I sat back down, I finished my morning coat, got up to go inside, was fixing to feed Gigi, matter of fact. Went in there to go feed her, and as soon as I rounded the corner in the kitchen, I smelled burning, hot wires. I said, "Oh Lord." And I took off across the house, and the further I went across the house, the more the smell come. I got to the hallway, and my first thought was, "Lord, did he leave that heater on in the bathroom in the ceiling vent and it done burn up?" I was running the bathroom, no, the smell left. I come back out in the hallway and it was right there.
But remember, we didn't have an attic.
I didn't have the attic ladder put back in.
We had
I
to
had
take all that
plastic
down.
over it just because I had to take it out so they could get the unit in the attic. So when they got done, I just put the plastic over it, planning on doing it this weekend. Well, I got the ladder. When I got in the hallway, it was overcoming. And I mean, it was like something's on fire. So I run out the back door, I got the ladder, went back inside, knocked the plastic out of the way, and when I opened it up, went up with my flashlight, the whole attic was full of smoke. So I climbed up the ladder real quick, run up in the attic where the unit was, and there was actually smoke rolling out of the unit. There was breakers on the side of it, the breaker panel there. I flipped those breakers off and run back downstairs, across the house to the other breaker box, cut the 3 breakers off for everything, took the back off up, went back up the ladder, got my phone with me in case I got to call the fire department. And I'm all over this unit watching, and there's smoke boiling out on one side, so I keep watching it, and the smoke started disappearing out of the unit itself. So I just kept continually watching it. I called her, let her know what was going on. I called the number to the air conditioning place. No answer, left a message.
They don't work the weekends.
I called it several times. No answer, no call back. So for about 2 hours, I was up and down the ladder back and forwards after I'd called her, making sure that there was nothing, no embers, no nothing sitting there just smoldering. that was gonna catch on fire. And then after that, I ended up moving the camper. But my day was ruined, my weekend was ruined. You know, once that happens, you can't get your mind off of it. If I had got in that truck and went fishing, this house wouldn't be here.
Right.
And there's a reason why he told me, move that camper, stay here, skip that fishing trip. And it was well worth it. So now we'll wait with no air conditioning.
No heat.
Find out Monday if we can get a hold of them then.
I'm calling them at 8 o'clock in the morning, but when he told me that, and he talked to Danny on the phone for quite a while, I looked at Wanda, I said, I gotta go home. She says, I know. My place was to be here. We got Nanny here, Cameron. Buddy can't do all of this by himself. I wasn't sure, nor was he, what was gonna happen next. So it was best that I just load up and I come home and reschedule to go back, you know, at a later date, because I needed to be here. Buddy's got to work in the morning. So Lippy will be on the phone at 8 a.m. with this company. But I'm not going to stop there. I'm probably going to move on to the home warranty insurance and advise them what's happened, because they're the ones that called this company out. I don't know where the failure was, but this could have took our home, his life, my grandson's life, my mother-in-law's life, and Lippy is not settled. Yes, I'm looking at my home. I thank God nobody was hurt and the home is standing. But yet again, y'all, God had his hand on us.
Don't let it shut you down.
No.
Keep your faith, keep praying.
Right.
He's here with us, so.
That's right.
I'm just glad that we're standing here today being able to talk to you.
Well,
It could have been a real bad deal, because when I went up there and all that attic was slammed full of smoke, I'm gonna tell you what, my blood pressure went about 7,000. I had the jitters and shakes. Adrenaline had done kicked in, and it was like.
and I could hear that in your voice.
You got to move. There's something fixing to happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, I went to flipping switches and trying to do everything I could. Can't stand here today and tell you, oh, well, I'd have done this or I'd have done that. In the heat of the moment, you don't know what you'd have done. You just do the next thing that comes to mind. But give thanks.
You heard it directly from us, and Lippy will be going back down at a later date. And I still have a couple of surprises that I brought back, but they're not in the ground, so I'm not going to show y'all, but it's coming. But there is the garden update. That's how Lippy plants a fig tree. I still have to ask Mr. Danny, hey, what fig tree did I just get?
What kind? What it was? I mean, hang on, I get him.
We still got the camera going. I'm chasing him.
Now, I don't know what, he just left. And that's the second time in about the last 20 minutes that one left. And I don't know if it was the hit or the dust. You see this dust on here?
Yeah, I'm fixing to wash them.
I got dust all over me too. We got them sitting here side by side so we can wash them, because it has been mighty dusty.
Well, see, this is how I'm picking up all that stuff that y'all see me put in those beds. I'm gonna bring the camera around. Hang on. This is Lippy's setup. Let me bring y'all in.
You got 3 baskets. So she goes and gathers everything in the yard. Twigs, leaves, pine straw, grass clippings. And
it looks like something from outer space.
Here in a minute she can walk over and show you the pile we got started.
My baby is 10 years old. Of course, like I said, I gotta clean her up again. I always clean her after I use her. 10 years old, I wouldn't trade her for nothing. You hear me? So there you have it. That is my secret right there. So until next time, as always, God bless. I'm gonna get this uploaded and get me a cup of coffee. I'll probably see you in the kitchen on the next video, once we get some AC. Hey y'all, I'm whispering. He's washing it for me.